So I had a meeting, kind of like a half-day meeting with Tom Gage, and if you're not familiar with Tom Gage is, Cesar will show you who Tom Gage is real quick. He had this interesting concept, and I wanted to kind of share it with you regarding pricing and how the industry sort of currently prices cars, and kind of a different way to look at things. I just wanted to share the thought with you, and it's not about making an instant change or anything like that, but I wanted to kind of put the thought in your head and see what you thought of it, and maybe we can come up with a different idea of how to do things a little bit better than maybe the rest of the dealerships around us. So typically now when we go pricing our vehicles, right, you're used to kind of seeing this graph, right, which is price and then miles, and then there'll be sort of like, you know, dots here and there representing the market. But one thing this doesn't take into account is how much activity these vehicles are getting, because really, you know, that should be a variable that we use when we price vehicles, and I'll show you what a different way to look at this could be. We're used to kind of looking at it like in the chart that I just showed you, but I want to kind of present to you this like kind of quadrant style, and helping us determine how we should price and or adjust cars. So we have two axes, one being price and the other being views, or VDPs is another way you can think of this. And so things we want to look at is, we could break this up into price is high, right, being this top half, price is low, and then views are low, and views and or VDPs are high. And so a car will usually fall into one of these four areas. If you're wondering where can you get the view information, one is in vAuto. You can actually get some VDP information in there. But also within a tool that LotLinks provides, I'm going to start sharing with you the data that's in there too. And we'll have to figure out a way to kind of normalize what good and bad views mean necessarily to make it easier to figure out. But again, it's just kind of like the concept. So, and maybe this is something you guys are doing anyways, frankly. But I wanted to share it with you at least because I know it's difficult to, like, for all of us to get into the same room all the time. So I just wanted to make this real quick. So if you look at, like, let's just take this top left quadrant where vehicles that would fall into this area, the price is high and the views are low. So what would you do to vehicles that fall into that quadrant? All right, typically you would say lower price, right, to try and stimulate the views on the car. In this quadrant we have high price, high views. You know, what will we do if a car falls into that quadrant? Well, really what you want to do is nothing. You know, we're already priced high, meaning hopefully that we're making higher gross, but it's also getting activity. So those cars we would just want to leave alone. Then we'll come down here and we have low price, high views, right? So cars are getting traffic, but the price low. What would you do? So in this case, you'd want to raise the price, right? And this is just like, you know, we're generalizing here, but you get the idea. And then this last one, low price and low views or low VDPs. So in this case, really what needs to happen is we need to, like, kind of investigate, right? Like, either there's something wrong with the car, like a bad Carfax, or it's got an airbag deployment, or maybe we've completely merchandised the car wrong. The pictures are showing some damage, or something else is going on with the car, right? It's not a price issue because the price is already really low. So that's just kind of like the gist of it. Hoping that maybe if we're not already kind of doing stuff like this, maybe this helps create the conversation and we can kind of figure out the concept a little bit further and how we actually get all this information together. Tom himself is working on this with lot links, but I feel like we're smart enough to where we can kind of figure it out and not have to wait for them to figure it out for everybody else to do. When we have an opportunity possibly to do that today. So that's all, guys. Thank you.